Okay, so good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Secret Chambers. I am Neve Augustine. I'm the CEO and the founder of Align the Bar, and this is one of our signature programs here, where we meet twice a month or every other Monday, as you call it. And we come in and we share secrets. And the secrets are meant to help you build professional confidence. And why do you need professional confidence? Because it's one of the major keys to excelling in the legal industry. And so as you build your work experience, as you aim for your high grades, we are also building your professional confidence. So we're going to get started, and as other people come on, we'll let them join in. So today, I don't know if it's because it's summer, we only have one person right now, but we're going to get started, right? As we continue, you can ask me questions. So on the private portal, as you already know, if you're a member, all of the lives that we already have, the replays are available, and you can enjoy that anytime. So tonight, our topic is about speed. What can you do to give you speed on your legal career, your legal journey, whatever way that you want to term it? What are the things that you can do now that can actually give you a competitive advantage or can make your life easier by giving you speed? You know, sometimes in life, we need speed. The reality is, I was able to obtain pupillage in my late 30s. There were things I could have done earlier in my life that could have sped up that process. So although I don't demean that I was able to obtain pupillage at that age. I mean, I've had a very colorful career in accounting before I switched to the bar. But the reality is there are things I could have done to speed up the process. So one of the things I want to look at today is I would like to take you through the pupillage journey, because I think a lot of students and even young professionals do not understand what that looks like. And today I was at court for the whole day, and one of the questions I got asked by a student, a bar course student, in fact, they've completed the bar course, and they're now doing a master's and doesn't understand the process of how are the interviews held, like what goes on, how do you apply. And so today I will take you through the Pupillage Gateway, which is the centralized platform that all pupillage applicants must use to apply to pupillages. And then I will take you through some of my CVs and some of my pupillage answers. And we're going to break down what I did last year and what I did this year. Now, sometimes for a person, it might not mean that they did anything wrong the year before. There was just somebody better. But in my case, there were things that definitely needed to be improved. I was coming off of almost 3 years maternity leave, excuse me, please. As some people here who know my story, I completed the bar course while I was pregnant. And in fact, while I had the baby when I completed, yeah. So I had the baby while I completed the bar course, a few months old. And so I would like to share that with you. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, thank you. When he said, wow, yes, I did. I'm just checking if anybody wants to join. No, so we have a small group today. So our next thing that we want to look at, because we've gone through this. I remember, or somebody was saying something. I remember, let me see. Okay, perfect. I remember when I used to listen to when I was much earlier in my career, and I would hear students say things like, "Oh my God, I need to take 2 months off of work because I need to prepare for my PO." And I'll be like, "What are you talking about? Like, just work at nights or work on weekends?" Like, I didn't get it, honestly. I was like, they're just being extra. Like, they're just doing too much, honestly. Until it was 2022, and I realized actually they're not doing too much, because I think once your mind shifts and you actually have enough content to put into your application, then you realize how much work you have to do. So for example, if somebody has never baked a cake and they just go to YouTube and they see a 6-minute video, they'll be like, okay, yeah, let me do that. You can come and see me around 7 o'clock. As opposed to somebody who actually bakes, right? And they decorate and they ice cake. They will say, actually, I have to bake a cake tonight. I won't have time, because they know what it takes. So as you keep deepening your knowledge, your understanding of what it takes for the process. It changes how you prepare. Because I realized the shift for me happened in 2022 because all of a sudden I had a Pupillage 2022 folder, Pupillage 2023 folder. Then you go here, this is 22. Then when I go to 23, look at all this. I have Kent chambers, London chambers, this person, this person, this person. So you begin to see a lot more organizing. My interviews had its own folder, my grammar checks had its own folder, because then you realize you have so much work to do. And from February to May, I actually went to court maybe 2 or 3 days only for the month. I literally took the time off because I had to do the work. I had to put in from January actually, put in the hours. And I also had to prepare for if I had interviews. So that's the first thing I'll say. The way you prepare, and I write that down, somebody write that down in the chat, send it out. The way you prepare will tell you how ready you are, right? And I love that. So the way I prepared began to show me that, I've gone up to another level, right? And I hope that makes sense to you. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to look at Stour Chambers, who I applied to this year. I did get an interview with them, but I did not get pupillage with them. There's a reason for that, which I'll share. And we'll go through one of the old answers that I had from last year. So I had applied to Beckett, to Stour, to some London sets, and I was just using that as an example. So we'll compare some of the old answers last year and the answers this year to see what was different. And then I will share with you how you need to actually draft your answers. And if somebody wants to give me an example of something they've done, we could do it live on the call. And that's your choice, right? So with these chambers, Stour Chambers, yeah, they were one of my top, they were actually one of two of my top choices, right? I had two that I really wanted. I got one. So I have covered everything that I wanted to, except in going through the answers. So we're going to go through some of my answers now. And again, there is no reason to say that this is the golden standard, right? There are many other ways that people would have drafted the answers to get them pupillage. However, the minute you start getting multiple pupillage interviews, it means you're doing something right. And so we're going to share one of the most common ones, which is, why do you believe you'll be a good barrister? Can everybody see the screen at that size? Yeah, okay. Okay, good. So last year, what did I say? I said, why do you believe you will be a good barrister? Okay. When you see this question, they're not really asking you about what you believe. Nobody cares about that, right? I'm not asking you what you believe, right? I'm asking you, what does it take to be a good barrister, and show me that you've done it. That's what the question is saying. Yeah. So I'll type that. It's saying, what does it take to be a good barrister, and show me that you have what it takes, because you have developed the skills. So it is not asking you really what you believe, because everybody will believe that they will be a good barrister. And the reasons will be subjective. So if I start saying, well, I believe I'll be a good barrister because I can talk to people, or because, like, you just begin to make it so internal. It has to be external. So the good barristers that you've seen, what are the things that they have done that you think make them good barristers? So last year, I said, I decided to become a barrister because already it is the ideal role to combine my strengths and interests. Already, I've not answered the question. because I'm saying why I became a barrister, not why I would be a good barrister. Because I can choose to become a barrister for one reason. I hate injustice or I like to talk. But why will I be a good barrister is different. So I was already started off. So the minute they read that, I lose interest already because I'm not answering the question. And then it said it combines my strengths, it combines my interests. Yeah, that's why I became a barrister, not why I will be a good one. Because not all barristers are good barristers. Somebody might argue. And I'm coming to the bar after 11 years, but I haven't said what's the relevance. So what? So I'm coming to the bar after an 11-year career. So what? So what? So I should have said, therefore, the skills like decision making, working in very tight deadlines, working in a group are things I can transfer to my career at the bar. I didn't say that. So you could see how last year I wouldn't get an interview, right? Then I go to say I have engaged with court users through mini pupillages, court visits, marshalling. That's not bad, but every other law student has done that. All of the other 100 applicants, all of the other 400 people that they have to read have done that. So nothing special. Then you look at these experiences have given me a full grasp of the practical. Good answer. It has allowed integration into the progression. Nobody cares about that. It's just too theoretical. I just want to know why you'll be a good barrister, not why whatever allowed you into whatever. That's myself I'm criticizing, but I want you to understand how to draft your answers, right? And the end result is a deep understanding of the profession. What does that have to do with why you'll be a good barrister? Even if I understand why cats meow, that will not make me a good cat. Do you see what I mean? So you have to answer the question. So although it sounds nice, I was like, oh, this sounds good. No, that would not get me an interview, right? I enjoy dealing with complex matters. Which complex matters are you talking about? Which ones? Where? Um, although I did say as evidence, so that's good. International modes and a judge in 2021. So that was a good sentence. The intentional strengthening of the core skills has equipped me for a long-standing career. So I'm saying that I equipped the skills I needed. Not a bad sentence of itself. And then I said, mine is a carefully thought out plan. It honors my lifetime value of legacy building. First lawyer in my family, making this the starting point. It's not a bad sentence. It's just, how many words is that? 32 words that I could have used better. So you saw how I criticized this, right? It's like this for this part here, so what? Um, this part here is yes, why you became a barrister, but what makes you a good one? Doesn't answer it. Um, then we look at engage. Every other student has done that. Every other of the 400 applicants would have done that. Okay. So, I mean, and you could go back through the recording and see what I said. So this was 2022. This was zero interview, right? And this is one of the lives I think you should replay, really see what I've done, really see what I've said. Don't do it like a copycat. Find your authentic voice. But I thought, you know what, let's do this so that even when you go to your next work experience, already you're thinking of what you want to be picking up, right? And like I said, we have a template that we have developed, and I am going to send this to you as soon as it's done. It's going to be available on the it's going to be available here. We'll have a section for downloadable templates and you'll be able to download the templates here. So I will stop here. We have gone past the hour. Every day we go past the hour. So I hope you guys are seeing the great value that you're getting for your money. We are now 2 months into our second month. And now when you go onto the screen, we have so much content. I looked at it on the weekend and I was so proud of us, right? Because we have 3 videos now. When I put this one up, we have 3 well-being videos. Guys, have you looked at the one from Friday, right? I took a video for you guys from my son's sports day. You guys need to have a quick look at it. It's such a good video. And we also have listened to you, and so the Facebook community is still there, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But I've listened to you from last time, and we have an Instagram, and I sent an email to you guys, but you haven't followed. What's up? What's up? Please let me know what's up. We have an Instagram, guys. We have an Instagram. So I sent you an email. Please go follow. It's the Future Lawyer Secret Chambers. If you need it, just send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you a link. And I'll be putting another section here for the downloadable content. But you can see our articles are really starting to climb up. And so you have that forever for £30 a month, right? Because there's things you need to go back to each time. Put it on your headphones and you just listen, and you get the discounts, right? So a lot of content for your £30. Please invite your friends, let them know what you're learning. You're not allowed to share the links to anybody outside of the secret chambers. Don't cheat yourself, and also don't cheat the company, because we do pay people to create a lot of those things. This is our time. And so it's unfair for persons to have access to it that way. And so please encourage them to join. And let me know if you need anything from me. But this has been our session today on the secret chambers. I really wanted to show you guys how to draft your answers. And I do have one-on-one with a few people on here. So when we have our one-to-one, if you want to prepare something in advance and come in with it, then we can do that. It's whatever you want. It's your hour. Although that first free hour was just to go through a career development plan and tell you what you should be doing and at what stage. But if you have an application that you want to look at, or you want to look at having a CV ready, you need to have something ready. So you see something online, you can say, oh, tonight I'm going to spend 1 hour on do this. And let me tell you, again, the way you prepare will tell you how ready you are. It's so true. If you have a CV that's really ready, 1 hour is still a little bit of time to just send it out. If you don't have a CV ready, you should be spending 4 hours, 3-4 hours to edit a CV for a job. Believe me. But if it's ready, very small tweaks and just send it out. So next week, this week I think I'm meeting with somebody on here. We have our career development plan, and if you want to keep building your CV, keep building your answers, then you book a one-to-one. Again, you only pay $14.98 because you get £10 off, and we can work on that. And with that, I will say that this is it. So I will allow you to either ask me some questions, or unmute yourself, or send it in the chat. But I am ready to be put in the hot seat. Happy to answer any of your questions, except where do I start pupillage in the autumn? And it's just a personal choice. I've decided to share it a little later on. Maybe I'll have an announcement for it. Maybe I'll do a live. Maybe I'll do a first day. But guys, follow us on Instagram and invite your friends.